Hello everyone. Welcome to this video tutorial on Dynamics GP Year-End Basics. My name is Elaine Christie and I'll be presenting today. Let's get started. What is Dynamics GP Year-End? Essentially, it's all the steps involved in preparing GP for the next calendar or fiscal year. There are multiple components to this. First, Microsoft releases a year-end update or service pack that contains the newest features, functionality, and code. It also includes any changes to year-end tax reports. The update is inclusive of all other updates and code releases for your version of Dynamics GP and should be the first step in your year-end process. There will be downtime during the update, so you'll need to coordinate between IT, finance, payroll, and HR when scheduling the install. Once you start, all terminal servers and workstations will need to be updated. It's important to note that Microsoft only releases the update for supported versions of GP, but more on that later. Once the core GP product is updated, you'll want to make sure you have the latest version of any add-ons from vendors like Macorma, Integrity Data, and GreenShades. These updates are typically done right after the Microsoft year-end update has been applied. For companies processing payroll, you'll need the latest federal and state tax rates before preparing 2019 W-2s. This year, there were 4 tax table updates, and the last was in September. Tax table updates are fairly quick and easy if you are on a supported version. Check out our tutorial on how to update Dynamics GP tax tables to learn more. Now that your system is up to date, it's time to close the calendar year by correcting, reconciling, and preparing tax forms like W-2s, 1099s, and 1095s. This is a big task for payroll, HR, and AP, and Arctic IT assistance is often required or requested from our clients. If you need help, contact your Client Success Manager to schedule your sessions or email year-end support@arctic.com. Appointments fill up very quickly, so get your requests in soon. The last piece of year-end is the fiscal close. Depending on your fiscal year, this may or may not happen in December. There's a very specific set of steps to go through before balances roll over and you hit retained earnings. Each subledger needs to be closed in order, and clients often ask Arctic IT for assistance. Check out our tutorials and watch step-by-step demos. Learn our tips and tricks and find out what to do if you run into issues. So I mentioned earlier that year-end updates and tax tables are only available for supported versions of GP. So what does this mean? Well, in mainstream support, Microsoft will continue to provide assistance, security updates, hot fixes, warranty claims, tax table updates, and year-end updates for supported versions. Once out of mainstream support, those updates are not released. With multiple rounds of tax table updates each year and upcoming changes to the W-4, it's very important that you stay on a supported version. For those of you on GP 2015, note that mainstream support will end in April 2020. If you haven't made plans already, start thinking about upgrading to a supported version of GP soon. Some clients wonder if they actually need the year-end update, especially if they don't have payroll or have a non-calendar fiscal year. In general, Arctic IT always recommends that you update at least once per year, and typically year-end is the most popular since it's inclusive of the changes released earlier in the year. In October 2019, almost every module had some sort of enhancement, and it included features that the Dynamics GP community voted on. If you haven't updated this year, check out the October 2019 release notes. See if there's functionality that you've been waiting on that you would get with the year-end update. Also of note is the updated EEO report that was released in September. As for the year-end update itself, here are a few highlights to help you determine if it's required or not. First, if you have payroll, the year-end update will be required. The W-4 is changing in 2020, and with it comes new fields, exemptions, and filing options. The tax maintenance window is changing, so get your update scheduled soon. There are new rules and limitations for the depreciation of luxury automobiles. If this applies to your business, the year-end update will be required. Fortunately, there are no W 2 ACA electronic federal W 2 or 1099 changes for your 2019 filings. This means that many of you can use the same tax forms as you did last year. That said, depending on your business, the year end update may not be required, but Arctic IT always recommends that you take full advantage of the continuing features and functionalities by installing it. Now that you know the basics about Dynamics GP year end, where can you go for help? First, email us at yearendsupport@arctic.it.com. Our year-end support team will contact you to determine your needs and make a plan for assistance. You can also contact your client success manager, especially if you have concerns about an unsupported version of GP. And finally, you can check out our year-end site at arcticit.com/GP year-end, get helpful hints, and watch step-by-step tutorials. Thank you.